My beloved child, come close and hear my words, for they are meant to strengthen your heart and renew your spirit. I see the weight you carry, the silent battles, the unanswered questions, and the moments when hope feels distant. Yet I remind you today, do not fear, for I am with you always. Your journey is not without purpose. Even in the storms, there is a light guiding you, a promise that my plans for you are good and filled with hope. As it is written, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. In this message, I will reveal the path to overcoming your struggles, the way to find peace in the midst of chaos, and how to keep moving forward in faith. Together, we will explore profound lessons from my word, practical steps to apply them in your daily life, and the blessings that await you when you walk in my promises. Stay with me, my child, for what follows may transform your life. And if these words touch your heart, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to Christian Philosophy Daily, a place where faith and inspiration come alive. Together, let us walk this journey of hope and love. Every trial is temporary. My beloved child, in the moments when life feels heavy and challenges seem insurmountable, I want you to remember this. No trial lasts forever. The pain, the confusion, and the uncertainty that you face today are not permanent fixtures in your life. They are but stepping stones, meant to refine and strengthen you for the greater purpose I have prepared. As surely as the night gives way to the dawn, so too will your struggles fade into something beautiful, something filled with hope. I have told you, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Matthew 6:34. These words hold a profound truth. Worry is a thief that robs you of the peace I desire for you. When you allow fear and anxiety to take root, you forget that I am here, guiding you and holding you in the palm of my hand. Let go of the burdens of tomorrow and rest in the assurance that I am already there, paving the way for you. Each step you take, no matter how small or uncertain, is known to me. I see the courage it takes for you to keep moving forward, even when you cannot see the full path ahead. Trust that I am the lamp unto your feet, illuminating the next step, not the whole journey. This is by design, for in trusting me daily, your faith grows stronger, and your dependence on my love becomes the foundation of your strength. My child, trials are not punishments, they are opportunities. Just as fire refines gold, so too do your struggles refine your spirit. In every difficulty, I am shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for blessings that exceed what you can imagine. Do not let temporary setbacks steal your joy or convince you that you are alone. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Consider this. When you look back on your life, how often have the moments you once thought were unbearable turned into seasons of growth, clarity, and renewed purpose? Reflect on these times and remember that the same God who carried you then is carrying you now. The same power that turned sorrow into joy before will do so again. But how, you ask, can you endure the trials of today? Begin each day with me. In prayer, share your worries, your fears, and your doubts. Lay them at my feet, and I will give you rest. Let my words be your anchor in the storm. Meditate on my promises, for they are unchanging and eternal. They are the rock upon which you can stand when everything else feels unsteady. As you face today's challenges, choose gratitude over complaint. Gratitude is a weapon against despair. When you thank me for even the smallest blessings, your heart opens to my peace. You begin to see not just the problems, but the possibilities. You recognize that even in the midst of struggle, there is beauty. Beauty in growth, in perseverance, and in the hope that I am working all things together for your good. Remember, my child, every trial you endure is temporary. The tears you shed now will one day be wiped away. The burdens you carry will be replaced with joy and purpose. But you must hold on. Keep your eyes fixed on me, for I am your strength and your deliverer. I am your refuge and your fortress, your ever-present help in trouble. Today, take a step forward in faith. It does not need to be a grand gesture. Sometimes, the greatest act of courage is simply choosing to rise again after falling. Trust that I am already ahead of you, clearing obstacles, opening doors, and making a way where there seems to be none. And when doubt creeps in, whisper this prayer. Lord, I trust you. Even when I cannot see, I trust that you are working for my good. Let this be your daily declaration. Speak it over your life, your struggles, and your dreams. As you do, you will find that my peace, which surpasses all understanding, begins to guard your heart and your mind. My child, I am guiding you to a place of promise, a place of rest and joy. Though the path may be steep, the destination is worth every step. Keep moving forward, for each step brings you closer to the life I have planned for you, one filled with hope, peace, and blessings beyond measure. Take heart, for the trials of today are temporary, but the joy that comes from walking in my promises is eternal. Trust in me, and I will lead you to a place of abundance, where you will see that every step of your journey is worth it. Rebirth through suffering. My beloved child, when pain grips your heart and suffering feels unbearable, I want you to know that these moments are not the end of your story. They are the soil in which I am planting seeds of renewal, strength, and purpose. Just as a tree grows stronger after a storm, so too will you rise from your struggles with deeper roots and a greater ability to bear fruit. Think of the seasons. Winter, though cold and barren, is not eternal. It gives way to spring, where life awakens anew. In the same way, the winter of your soul, the trials you face, will pass, and you will step into a season of growth and abundance. I am with you in every moment of your suffering, not as a distant observer, but as a loving father who weeps with you and works tirelessly to bring beauty from your pain. Remember the words I have spoken, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8, this is my promise to you. I will use even your deepest wounds to create something beautiful, something that brings glory to my name and joy to your heart. When you feel overwhelmed by suffering, do not turn away from me. Instead, lean in closer. Cry out to me, for I hear every whisper, every tearful prayer. Your pain is not ignored. It is cradled in my hands. I am the potter, and you are the clay. Though the process may feel like breaking, it is, in truth, shaping. I am molding you into a vessel that will carry my light into the darkest places. My child, suffering is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to refine you. Think of gold. It must pass through fire to be purified, and so must your faith. Trials test your trust in me, but they also strengthen it. In your weakness, my strength is made perfect. Do not resist the process, for it is through this refining fire that you will discover a resilience and peace that only I can provide. I know the questions that arise in your heart during moments of hardship. Why me? Why this? Why now? While I may not always reveal the reasons behind your trials, I promise you this: nothing you endure is without purpose. Your suffering is part of a greater plan, one that you may not yet see, but will one day understand. Trust in my timing, for it is perfect, even when it feels delayed. Take, for example, the story of Job. He lost everything: his wealth, his health, even his loved ones. Yet, through his suffering, he never turned away from me. He questioned, he mourned, but he held on to his faith. And in the end, I restored him, blessing him with more than he had before. Let Job's story remind you that restoration is coming for you too. Hold fast to your faith, for it will lead you to a place of unimaginable blessing. How then can you endure suffering in a way that brings you closer to me? Begin by surrendering your pain. Place it at my feet and trust that I am strong enough to carry it for you. Speak to me daily, not just in your moments of despair, but in your moments of gratitude as well. Let your prayers be a conversation, an ongoing dialogue where you share your heart and receive my peace. Find solace in my word. Meditate on my promises, for they are a wellspring of hope. When the storm rages, let my words be your anchor. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Let these truths remind you that you are never alone, even in your darkest hour. And remember, my child, that suffering often carries hidden blessings. Through your trials, you develop compassion for others who are hurting. You gain wisdom that can only come from experience. You become a testament to my power, showing the world that even in the face of adversity, my children can rise, stronger and more radiant than before. Do not let suffering harden your heart or dim your hope. Instead, let it draw you nearer to me. Together, we will transform your pain into purpose, and your trials into triumphs. Trust that I am with you, guiding you every step of the way, and that no tear you shed is wasted. Take heart, my beloved, for the suffering of today is preparing you for the joy of tomorrow. The path may be steep, but the destination is glorious. Keep moving forward, not in your own strength, but in mine. I will lift you up, heal your wounds, and lead you into a season of renewal. The story I am writing for you is one of victory, and it begins with trusting me in the midst of the storm. Choose hope over fear, my beloved child. When fear whispers in your heart, urging you to stop, retreat, or give up, I call you to choose hope instead. Fear is a heavy burden, but it is not yours to carry. I am here to lift it from your shoulders and replace it with a hope so powerful that it lights even the darkest corners of your life. Do you remember what I said? Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41 verse 10. This is not just a promise, it is a truth you can trust. Fear may knock on your door, but you have the choice to let it in or to stand firm in my love and let hope guide you forward. Consider the story about a young man named Ethan. Ethan had worked tirelessly to build his small business, pouring his time and energy into creating something meaningful. But when an unexpected economic downturn hit, his dreams began to crumble. Clients disappeared, bills piled up, and Ethan found himself wondering if he had failed. Fear consumed him, whispering that all his efforts had been for nothing. One sleepless night, he fell to his knees and prayed, "Lord, I don't know what to do. I feel lost and defeated. Please guide me." In his quiet despair, Ethan felt a nudge in his heart to keep going, to trust that I had a plan, even in the chaos. The next day, while reaching out to a past client, he discovered a new opportunity, one that allowed him to pivot his business in an entirely new direction. Over time, that change not only saved his business, but brought him success beyond what he had imagined. Ethan realized that even in his darkest hour, I was leading him toward a brighter future. My child, like Ethan, when fear grips your heart, it may feel like all doors are closing. But I want you to remember that I am the one who opens doors no one can shut. Fear clouds your vision, magnifying the uncertainties of life. But hope, my beloved, clears the fog and reveals the path I have set for you, a path full of blessings and possibilities. Hope does not mean the absence of challenges, but it gives you the courage to face them, knowing I am with you. When fear threatens to overwhelm you, turn your gaze to me. Ask yourself, am I trusting in my strength or in God's strength? It is not by your power alone that you will overcome, but by leaning into my infinite power. Let hope remind you that I am greater than any obstacle you face. But how can you choose hope in the midst of fear? Begin by meditating on my words. Let them fill your mind and anchor your soul. Speak them aloud when fear creeps in. Say, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" Psalm 27:1. These words are not just for comfort. They are a weapon against the lies of fear. Look for the signs of hope I place in your daily life. A kind word, a beautiful sunset, or even the laughter of a child. These are reminders that I am near and that my goodness surrounds you. Let them encourage your heart and remind you that fear is fleeting, but my love endures forever. Do not try to battle fear alone. Surround yourself with others who trust in you and who can lift you up when you feel weak. Together, you will find strength, for where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. Encourage one another, and you will see how hope grows stronger in the community. When fear tries to dictate your path, choose to walk in faith. Let hope be your guide, for hope looks beyond the challenges and sees the blessings I am preparing. Hope declares, my God is bigger than this problem. And with that declaration, the grip of fear loosens. As you face today's uncertainties, take a moment to speak these words. Lord, I trust you. I choose hope over fear. I believe you are working all things for my good. Let this truth be the foundation of your faith, a reminder that fear has no power over a heart anchored in hope. My child, the path may be steep, but the destination is glorious. Keep moving forward, not in your own strength, but in mine. The future I have for you is bright, and every step you take in hope brings you closer to the blessings I have prepared. Trust in me, for I am your refuge, your strength, and the source of your everlasting hope. Take heart, for choosing hope over fear is not just an act of faith, it is an invitation for me to work wonders in your life. Let hope be the light that leads you forward, for I am with you, always guiding you toward the joy and peace I have promised. The power of prayer in your struggles. My beloved child, when the burdens of life weigh heavy on your heart and the path ahead seems obscured by uncertainty, I remind you of a simple yet profound truth. Prayer is the bridge between your struggles and my limitless power. In your quiet moments, when your soul feels restless, turn to me in prayer. Speak your heart, for I am always near, ready to listen and guide you through every trial. You may ask, does God hear me when I pray? Does He care about my fears, my failures, my needs? My answer to you is an unwavering yes. I hear every whisper, every cry, every word you speak in faith. As I have promised, call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. Jeremiah 33:3. These are not mere words, they are the foundation of my love for you. A love that invites you to bring your every worry, every need, and every desire to me in prayer. Consider a woman named Grace. She was overwhelmed with the challenges of raising her children alone after her husband passed away. Bills stacked up, her health declined, and fear began to cloud her days. One evening, feeling utterly defeated, Grace knelt by her bed and poured out her heart to me. She did not know what the future held, but she placed her trust in my hands. Day by day, Grace began to see small, yet significant changes. A kind neighbor offered to watch her children while she worked. Her health improved with the help of a doctor who went above and beyond. And a new job opportunity came when she least expected it. Through prayer, Grace discovered not only solutions, but also a renewed sense of hope and strength. My child, prayer is not about perfect words or grand gestures. It is about your heart reaching for mine. It is an act of trust, a declaration that you believe I am greater than your circumstances. Through prayer, you invite me to work in your life in ways that are beyond your comprehension. Remember, as it is written, the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. James 5:16. Your prayers hold the power to move mountains, not because of your strength, but because of mine. When you pray, do not focus on what you lack. Instead, focus on who I am, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who loves you with an everlasting love. Prayer is not just a request, it is a conversation, a connection that brings peace to your spirit and clarity to your mind. In prayer, you find my presence, and in my presence, there is fullness of joy. How can you strengthen your prayer life, especially in times of struggle? First, create a sacred space in your day to meet with me. It does not need to be elaborate. It could be a quiet moment in your room, a walk in nature, or even the stillness of your car. What matters is the posture of your heart. A heart open to hearing my voice and receiving my guidance. Next, be honest in your prayers. Do not hold back your fears, your doubts, or your pain. I know them already, but when you bring them to me, you invite me to transform them. Say to me, Lord, I am afraid, but I trust you. I do not see the way, but I believe you are leading me. These words of faith, even spoken in weakness, open the door for me to work mightily in your life. Finally, pray with expectation. Believe that I am already at work, even when you do not see immediate results. Trust that my timing is perfect and my plans for you are good. Just as a seed planted in the soil takes time to grow, so too do the answers to your prayers. Do not grow weary in waiting, for I am faithful to fulfill my promises. Through prayer, you will find the strength you did not know you had, the peace that surpasses all understanding, and hope that endures even in the darkest moments. When you feel lost, let your prayers be the compass that guides you back to me. When fear threatens to overwhelm you, let your prayers remind you of my power. When doubt creeps in, let your prayers be a declaration of trust in my unfailing love. My beloved, never underestimate the power of prayer. It is your lifeline, your refuge, and your weapon against the struggles of this world. Each time you pray, you draw closer to me, and in that closeness, you will find everything you need. So come to me, speak your heart, and know that I am listening, ready to respond in ways that will lead you to peace, joy, and abundant blessings. Trust in me, and let your prayers be the bridge to the life I have promised you. Strength in vulnerability. My beloved child, there is a truth I long for you to embrace, one that holds the power to transform your struggles into triumphs. Your greatest strength is found in your moments of vulnerability. When you feel weak, uncertain, or overwhelmed, these are not signs of failure. They are invitations for you to draw closer to me, to rely not on your own strength, but on the infinite power of my love and grace. Do you remember my promise? My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. This is not just a word of encouragement, it is a divine truth. When you acknowledge your limitations and surrender them to me, you open the door for my strength to flow through you. What you perceive as weakness is in fact the beginning of transformation. Let me share a story with you. There was a man named Daniel who carried a heavy burden. He had always prided himself on being strong for his family, never showing his struggles or fears. But when he lost his job, the weight of providing for his loved ones became too much to bear. One day, as he sat in his car, overwhelmed by doubt and shame, he turned to me in prayer. With tears streaming down his face, he whispered, "Lord, I can't do this on my own. Please help me." In that moment of surrender, Daniel felt a peace he hadn't known in months. He began to see that his worth wasn't tied to his achievements, but to the love I had for him. Over time, opportunities arose. A friend connected him to a new job, and his family rallied around him with support and encouragement. Through his vulnerability, Daniel found not only a new beginning, but also a deeper understanding of my faithfulness. My child, just like Daniel, when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you create space for my strength to work in you. The world may tell you that vulnerability is weakness, but I tell you, it is where true courage lies. To admit your need for help, to lay your burdens at my feet, requires a strength that comes from faith. But how do you find strength in vulnerability? Begin by being honest with yourself. Acknowledge the areas where you are struggling. It is not a weakness to admit you are tired, fearful, or in need. In fact, it is in these moments that my love can reach you most profoundly. Come to me as you are without pretense or fear of judgment. Say to me, "Lord, I feel weak, but I trust you to be my strength." These simple words are a declaration of faith and a step toward healing. Next, lean on the community I have placed around you. Vulnerability is not meant to be faced alone. Share your heart with those who love me, for they are my hands and feet in your life. Just as I have commanded, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2. Through their support, you will find encouragement and reminders of my promises. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Whether it is through prayer, counsel, or simply sharing your struggles, reaching out is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. It is an act of faith, trusting that I have equipped others to walk alongside you in your journey. When you embrace vulnerability, you will also discover a deeper connection to those around you. Your willingness to be open about your struggles creates a space for others to do the same. It fosters compassion, understanding, and a sense of shared humanity. Through your honesty, others will see my grace working in your life, and their faith will be strengthened as well. Remember, my beloved, that even my son embraced vulnerability. When he prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was honest about his anguish, saying, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death." Matthew 26:38. Yet, in his moment of deepest vulnerability, he entrusted everything to me, saying, "Not my will, but yours be done." His surrender was not a sign of weakness, but the ultimate act of trust. So, my child, do not fear vulnerability. Embrace it as a pathway to my strength. In your weakest moments, I am working within you, shaping you into the person I have called you to be. Trust that your struggles are not in vain, and your honesty will lead to healing, growth, and renewed purpose. Take heart, for when you feel at your lowest, I am closest to you. Let your vulnerability be the place where my grace meets your need, and my power transforms your life. You are never alone, for I am with you, always ready to strengthen and uphold you with my righteous hand. Rest in this truth, and let it guide you toward a life filled with my peace and unshakable hope. When one door closes, another opens. My beloved child, when a door closes in your life, it can feel like the end. Disappointment, confusion, and fear may flood your heart. Yet I tell you, do not despair. A closed door is not a rejection, but a redirection, a sign that I am preparing something greater for you. Trust that my plans are far beyond what you can see in this moment, for I have promised. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Let me share the story of a man named Andrew with you. Andrew had poured years of his life into building a business he believed was his calling. Yet, despite his hard work, the business failed. Clients left, financial struggles mounted, and Andrew was forced to close the doors of his dream. He felt crushed, as though he had failed not only himself but his family. In his despair, he turned to me in prayer, asking, "Lord, why has this happened? What do I do now?" What Andrew didn't see was the path I was clearing for him. With his business behind him, he began volunteering at a local shelter, helping those in need. It was there he discovered a passion for service he had never realized before. That passion grew into a new mission, one that touched countless lives and filled his heart with a joy he hadn't known during his business years. What Andrew thought was the end was in truth the beginning of the purpose I had designed for him all along. My child, like Andrew, when you face a closed door, it is not a sign that you have failed or that I have abandoned you. It is a sign that I am calling you to something new, something better. I see the full picture of your life, the paths you cannot yet see, and I am guiding you toward blessings far greater than you can imagine. When a door closes, turn to me. Ask for my guidance, and I will show you the way. Do not cling to what is behind you, for as I have said, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43:18-19. Trust in this promise and step forward in faith. Embrace the opportunities that arise from the ashes of disappointment. Look for my hand at work in the unexpected. Each closed door is an invitation to grow, to trust, and to discover the greater purpose I have prepared for you. Remember, my beloved, I do not close a door without opening another. Even in the face of loss, I am working all things for your good. Hold on to this truth and let it guide you into the new blessings that await. The journey may not be what you expected, but it will be more than you ever dreamed. Embracing weakness to discover strength. My beloved child, you may often see your weaknesses as failures, as signs that you are not enough. But I ask you to see them differently. Your weakness is not your defeat. It is the place where my strength is revealed. As I have spoken, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. When you feel burdened by your limitations, know that these moments are invitations to draw closer to me. I do not ask for perfection, for I am not glorified by what you can do on your own. Instead, I am glorified when you trust me to fill the gaps, to lift you where you fall, and to give you strength beyond your ability. Your weaknesses, my child, are where my love works most powerfully. Let me tell you about a man named Caleb. Caleb struggled with a stutter that made him feel inadequate in conversations. He avoided public speaking, believing he was not equipped to lead or inspire others. But one day, an opportunity arose for him to share his story with a group of young people. He hesitated, doubting himself, but in his heart he heard my voice. Trust me, Speak, and I will guide you." Caleb stepped onto the stage, trembling, and began to speak. His words were imperfect, but his authenticity touched the hearts of everyone in the room. By the end of his talk, the young people were moved to tears, encouraged by his vulnerability and courage. Caleb realized that what he thought was his greatest weakness was the very thing I used to inspire others. My child, like Caleb, when you accept your weaknesses and surrender them to me, I will transform them into a source of strength. Do not be ashamed of your flaws or your struggles. They are not barriers to my love, but bridges to my power. When you bring your pain, doubts, and fears to me, I will not reject you. I will embrace you, heal you, and use your story to bring hope to others. How do you embrace weakness, you ask? First, acknowledge it. Admit to yourself and me the areas where you feel inadequate. There is no shame in saying, "Lord, I am struggling." These words are not a confession of defeat, but a declaration of trust in my ability to carry you. Next, invite me into your weakness. Let your prayers become an offering of your brokenness. And watch as I weave beauty from the pieces. Say, "Lord, I cannot do this alone. Strengthen me and lead me." These simple words open the door for my power to work in your life. Finally, let go of the need to appear strong before others. True strength is not in hiding your weaknesses, but in sharing them with humility and faith. When you are honest about your struggles, you permit others to do the same. Your vulnerability becomes a testimony of my grace. My beloved, do not fear your weaknesses. They are not your undoing. They are the foundation of my work in your life. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that my strength is limitless, and my love for you knows no bounds. I am here, ready to lift you, guide you, and turn your weaknesses into a testament of my glory. Trust me with your burdens, and let me transform them into blessings. For in your weakest moments my power shines brightest, and my love will carry you through. Take heart, for your weakness is not the end. It is the beginning of a life filled with strength and joy. My beloved child, as we draw this message to a close, I urge you to carry these lessons in your heart each day. Remember that every trial you face is temporary and part of a greater purpose. Embrace the seasons of waiting, trusting that my timing is perfect. Do not despair when one door closes, for it is a sign that I am guiding you to something far greater. And in your moments of weakness, know that my strength is made perfect within you. The peace I offer you is not like the fleeting peace of this world. It is a steady, unshakable calm that will guard your heart through life's storms. When fear and doubt threaten to overtake you, choose hope. Turn to me in prayer, for I am always here, ready to listen, to strengthen, and to guide. These are not just lessons to be heard, but truths to be lived. Begin each day by surrendering your burdens to me. Spend time in prayer, not with perfect words, but with an open heart. Look for the signs of my love in the beauty and blessings around you. Trust that I am working on every detail of your life, even when you cannot see the full picture. Now, I invite you to take action. Share your own stories in the comments below, your struggles, your victories, and how these truths have touched your life. Let your testimony inspire others. And if this message has uplifted you, like this video and subscribe to Christian Philosophy Daily to continue walking this journey of faith and hope. Remember, my beloved, you are never alone. My love surrounds you, my strength sustains you, and my promises will never fail. Trust in me, and you will see the wonders I have prepared for you.